Today we're going to learn about compare and contrast. So we're starting a new skill this week. And well, they shouldn't really be new. You've probably heard words that mean these things. Instead of compare contrast, they probably said alike and different. So comparing is how two or more things are alike. So you're finding the same things that are similar or the same or alike. Contrast is how two or more things are different. So what are the differences? What is not alike? So I'm sure alike and different is something that you have heard before. So that is the skill we're going to be focusing on for the next 2 weeks in reading. And this is a math skill. You can do this with all kinds of things. You do this naturally. You might look at yourself and someone else and compare your hair color or the texture of your hair, or mine is straight and that person's is curly. So it's just something that people naturally do. Or, mommy, why does that person look like that? I've heard kids say that in the store because somebody looks different than them. So you're always comparing things that are alike or different. Oh, that kid has the same shoes as me, alike. So this is a natural thing. So hopefully it won't be too tricky. So when we do alike and different, we use something that's called a Venn diagram. And this one I drew as a circle. Usually you see Venn diagrams as two circles where they overlap. And so one side is just going to be one object or thing. The other side's another object or thing. And then the middle is what they both have in common. I truthfully don't love Venn diagrams drawn like this because look, I don't have a lot of space to write in there. So instead, in your packet, your Venn diagram is going to look more like this. I draw it as squares. I drew one square and then I drew another square and I made them overlap so that we have a nice space to draw in the middle. So this is what I'm still calling a Venn diagram. I just use squares instead of circles. So we are going to practice using a Venn diagram today. And you are going to be comparing some different objects. So today's focus is just how to use the Venn diagram, how to find things that are alike and different, comparing and contrasting. So some of the words we're going to look at as we compare and contrast, things that are the same or similar, you might say that similar, same, you're going to say alike to, oh, you have those shoes too, meaning that we both have them, it's the same, and then both, we both have the same haircut. So these are all words that would mean that something is being compared. You're finding something that's alike. Now, these two words actually do mean a little different. If our hair color is similar, it means it's a little bit alike, but it's not the exact same because maybe I've got highlights in mine or whatever. So similar means that there are some things that you can compare that are alike, but same would mean like more, it's like exact. Contrast words would mean different. If somebody says, but I have brown hair, but you have red hair, that would be contrasting. Unlike. So unlike my eyes, or unlike me, you have brown eyes. I don't know, I have blue eyes. So unlike my blue eyes, you have brown eyes. That shows that you're contrasting, you're finding a difference. In contrast means different. So I have blue eyes. In contrast, you have brown eyes. However, you have brown eyes. So all of these words are clues that you're finding differences. All of these words are clues you're finding similarities. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate for you once, and then I'm going to give you a picture to click on so that you can just look at it and do it for yourself. So we are going to compare these two objects. Okay, see them? So these are my favorite drinks. Almost every day I pack 2 drinks for work. One is a Powerade that I start the morning with to get some, what do they call them? Electrolytes in there and keep me hydrated. And then I get a little caffeine after lunch since I usually get tired after I eat so that I can pick me up in the afternoon. So we got to find the similarities and differences between these two. So first thing I'm going to do is write in here what I'm comparing. So Diet Pepsi bottle, so Diet Pepsi, and this side is just going to be Powerade Zero. All right, and so anything that is only specific to Diet Pepsi goes on this side, only specific to my Powerade Zero goes on this side, and if they both share that thing, then it goes in the both. So if you look at both of them, what's something that you notice? Well, first thing I notice is the color. So this one is brown and this one is orange. So I can put that's kind of cool how that rolled. I can put that as brown on the Diet Pepsi side, orange specific to the Powerade side. And then I am going to put a little bullet point, just as a little tiny circle to separate my information since I'm going to do more. All right, what else do you notice about these? I see that they both have like screw-on lids. That's the same. So I'm comparing both of them have lids. And I do not have to write full sentences because I'm kind of making like a list, and lists don't have to be full sentences. What else do you notice? They both come in plastic bottles, so I can write that. That would go in the both. But then there's also something that's different about the plastic bottles. So even though they both come in plastic bottles, and that can be a similarity, what's the difference between the plastic bottles? You might say that this one's thinner and this one's fatter or thicker. You might say that this one is more like straight and this one has a lot of like bumpy like designs on it. So you could write those. Thin bottle. Thick. I'll write thick because thin and thick are opposites. And then what was the other thing I said? Smooth bottle. Bumpy bottle. Okay, so I would say let's see if we can find at least, let's do 4 on all of these. I've got 3 already, so let's find one more thing that we're contrasting. Contrast part is the difference. So what else can we find that's different about them? What else do you see that's different? Said the size, the shape. What if I hold them up? They're both like almost like a cylinder kind of. So like that would go into both. Kind of cylinder shaped. And actually I noticed something else that was similar. I was looking for a difference, but I found a similarity. I noticed that this one said diet and this one said 0, which means they both have no sugar. And that's important for me because I can't have sugar since I'm diabetic. So no sugar, no sugar. So that's a good thing that they both have no sugar for both. So I need to find one more thing for each of these that is not the same. So I'm finding a contrast. Ooh, I know this one says it has electrolytes in it. So that's something that's really good. Like if you're getting dehydrated and this one does not have electrolytes. Or I could say this one has caffeine and this one does not. So I'm going to put caffeine. And then I could put no caffeine, but you don't have to. Because if it's on this side, then obviously it's not both of them. You could put caffeine on this one and then put electrolytes on that side. Okay, so since I have 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can be done with this one because that's a pretty good amount of similarities and differences. So what I want you to do is I am going to post a picture of 2 things I want you to compare, and you need to get on page, excuse me, page 6 in your reading packet. So I'm in the reading packet from October, so it's school uniforms. Go to page 6, find this blank diagram, and I'm going to have you guys compare this pencil to this Sharpie marker and find 4 things to put in each row. All right. See ya.